I ain't take that, bro.
Yes, you did. It's in your hand. Hey, what up then? What up? How y'all doing? In the last video, in the last My Addiction Stories series, I pinned up in the comments to say, tell that story if you want me to tell you about me getting gypped for those fake 30s. And here it is. I go by D-Jack, but you can call me D. So I go extra hard on that hard flow. Call me D. Yeah, part 20. If you're familiar with part 20, then you already know the breakdown of how I was and who I was in the beginning. But just in case you're not, I'm going to go through a little crash course. And I'm trying to get through this because I'm tired. I'm dog tired, bro. I'm probably working on 3 hours of sleep. I'm dog tired. Forgive me if I'm tumbling over my words or whatever. I was about 24 years old, 24, 25, and we lived around this neighborhood called Blue Ridge. In past stories, I always called this neighborhood Greenwood because I felt like I had to hide the name, but it's Blue Ridge. And at the time, bro, I'm not green to the game. I know exactly what's going on outside. I don't think I ever told y'all this, but I literally told myself I was fundraising. I would tell myself at the time, I'm not no street nigga. I'm not doing street. I'm just selling weed. Your average college kid can sell weed, right? Shouldn't nobody want to play with me? Shouldn't nobody want to mess with me? I'm your friendly neighborhood weed man. Coke and a smile type I was on. I had this female customer. I forget her name, but she was a real dark skinned chick, real dark chocolate type chick, and she had locks. Thick as hell too, I ain't gonna lie. She came by one day. She wanted some perks, but she didn't want the perks for herself. She said it was for her dude. Kinda knew it was cap because I know you pop perks. I don't know why people do that. But then again, I know why, but I didn't know why she was doing that with me. Like, I'm the most least judgy type person you could meet. But anyway, she inquired about these oxys for her dude homeboy. Now, I don't find out that this dude is her dude homeboy until after the situation occurs. So like any regular day, if somebody come in and crying about some oxys, I either sell it to him myself or I call my own plug. On this day, I just so happened to have some, but I didn't have a lot. I think I had like 5 or 6 left, and I wanted to have some for myself too, which I wasn't supposed to, but I did it anyway. I think I left like 2 for myself and I sold her the rest. As we know, perk poppers, anybody who pop perks, anybody who do any type of oxys or opiates, you're gonna want some more that day. Depending on your tolerance, it's not gonna be enough for you. That's exactly how it went. But that night, the same day that I sold them to her for her people, I got a call from an unknown number. It wasn't private or blocked. It was just a number that I didn't know. It wasn't saved in my contacts. But I answered all of those numbers. Now let me tell you why I was green to the game on this part. I wanted every dollar. I wanted all the money. Even when I shouldn't do something I was doing, I want every dollar I could get out there. So I answered the phone. Yo, who this? He tell me who he is, he tell me who he connected to, and it's the girl. And he say his name. I'm like, oh, okay. I recognize his name because I knew her dude, her boyfriend now. Now, when this dude come through, I don't have none left. I gotta call my plug to come through to get him straight and me straight at the same time. Boom, bam, bing. We get it out the way. No harm, no foul. We building a rapport now. We built a rapport. I know who he is. I know she is. So over time, one day, I don't have none. And hey, just because they buy the oxy from you, don't mean they don't know somebody else who got it too. You just may be that person that day that picked up the phone, or you the only person that had it. So I hit him up one day, asked him, did he know where something was at? He point me in the right direction. I call up dude, and the way I did it was I got it in bulk. I think I got like 20 of them. And like I said in other stories, at this time, bro, I'm not too hip to the whole fentanyl being that deep in the street, so I don't check none of the pills. I just see them. They got that blue color I know they got the 30 on it, M on one side, you know the whole thing. So I get this baggie full of 20 pills and I'm selling them off. I'm getting them off. I'm doing what I do. And one customer comes back to me and tells me that I tried to sell him some fake perks. I'm like, bro, what is you talking about? He showed me the perks and he started doing this to it, crumbling inside his fingers. I'm like, bro, what the f? I'm like, bro, I ain't even know. I swear to God, I ain't know. I wouldn't even try to do you like that, dog. I gave him his bread back and everything. Like, bro, my bad. I called him back. I'm like, bro, hey, 3 of these janks won't right. Like, he just brung them Jones back and he crumbled them in his fingers and everything.
Bro, how you know they won't right? Like, he could have swapped them Jones out. Did he leave and come back?
Yeah.
He could have swapped them Janks out, bro. You don't know that. You done gave that man the bread back. He probably done got you.
But bro won't go on that long. Like, he think he went up to the street. But either way, you could get straight in the car and swap him out. But then again, how would he know which ones I got? I didn't tell him over the phone, hey, I got the ones with the M on it, or I got the blue ones, or I got the white ones. Nah, he pulled up and I gave him the joints. So that's one of the main reasons I thought he couldn't have swapped these out unless he had them joints at the ready of every different kind of joint to swap out. You need to go holler at your people, man. They selling some fake perks, bro. Go holler at your people, dog. I just had to come out my pocket, bro, $90 for some joints that I got from your people. Either way, you should straighten that because that's your people. He was like, all right, bro, all right. Like I said, bro, the New York dude's another New York dude who was plugged in with some joints. So he called him, and I don't hear from him for about an hour. He called me back.
Yeah, bro, he said that was the wrong batch. Like he had that batch with somebody else.
And he brought me back 3 real joints. I checked him this time. I'm like, all right. That situation happened in between that story. The dude pulled up, and he claimed I gave him fake perks, but I knew the ones that was fake. I didn't give him the fake ones. That's in between all of that. Now, this is after that. Another couple days go by. 2-3 days go by. That dude who supposedly sold him the joints that gave him to me, he ended up sending some girls my way who wanted some bud. Cool, bet. I like that. You know, like, because at this point, the customers spreading the word themselves. I ain't have to promote my face card no more. They the word of mouth. I don't even gotta tell them to tell people about me. They do it just by default. I was just stationary all the time. So these girls come through. They wanted to get a pool. And because of the type of weed I had at the time, I gave them the pool for 40 because the grade wasn't as good as the grade I'm usually having. Swap it out. Hey, we straight. I had this big mixing bowl that I would keep in my bedroom full of money because I was tired of going in my pocket, coming out my pocket. Sometimes I would drop bills, counting the money. I would just take the bills, make sure it's what she's supposed to give me, and just throw it in the mixing bowl. So at the end of the night, when me and Kendra is counting the bread, I get a call from my uncle. It was either my uncle or my cousin. I don't know which one. Matter of fact, it was re-up day. The 40 I just made from her, I put that in with the re-up or whatever, and I take it out to him. Now, not even an hour later, he called me back like, hey, 2 of these Jones fake, 2 of these 20s fake. I'm like, what? Now, the last person I remember getting 2 20s from was the girls. Now, I've been getting 20s all through the day. But he told me that these 2 20s were together, like they were together, and that's how she gave them to me. I'm like, all right. I call the girls back. Of course, nobody picks up the phone. I call the dude. Of course he don't pick up the phone. So I call the dude that I met him through. He pick up the phone. Hey, bro, call your people, bro. First, I got some fake joints from him, and now he's sending girls to me with fake bread. Call your people, bro, and get my bread, bro. Like, I ain't fucking with bro no more. He on some other type of time. Like, call dude back. He dragging his feet on it. He acting like he don't know what I'm talking about. He acting like he don't really want to do it. I don't know if he was scared of him. I don't know. Needless to say, I never got my $40 from them hoes. Them girls that night. I never got that 40 back. My cousin, him being my plug at the time for the smoke, he told me like, look, we all go through that sometimes, so this is what I'm gonna do. We both gotta take the loss. Cause I was telling him like, look, I ain't know, but at the same time, it's still my responsibility to check what I got, to make sure what I'm getting is what it's supposed to be. So at the end of the day, he still showed love by saying, look, we both just gonna take the loss. Just give me $20 and you can keep the other 20 and we both take a $20 loss. I respect that. Appreciate it. Now, in between this time, I've already told so many stories of things happening. Just don't know that it happened during this time because I've already told them in the beginning of my channel. But a lot of stories are happening in between this time. A lot of them. Like robbery happened. Guns put in their face. Niggas is knocking at the door. I'm telling them to get away from the door. Like a lot of stuff is happening during this time. So I'm going through a stressful moment. And I'm at work one day. I'm at the post office and I get a text from Cuz, my plug. He coming to pick the re-up up the next morning or whatever. But I had just re-up, I think 2.5 days ago. Now I'm feeling some type of way because I'm like, damn, I'm not getting this off fast enough to have some re-up and some bread to the side. See, I'm so green at the time. I'm so immature thinking I want to sell everything, have some money to the side and give you a re-up. I'm not thinking, hey, even though you giving them everything you got and you making sure re-up good, you got all this extra weed. All that extra weed is all your profit. You can look at that as your savings, but I'm so immature at the time, I tell him, this is my money too, some shit like that. But he's throwing this to me. That first amount of bread that come out of that's supposed to be his bread. I told him, what if I got something to do with the money? What, like, bro, this real dingbat type shit. Like, it wasn't until I got a little older and I understood the conversation, like, man, what the hell was I talking about? But Cuz was dead right. He was dead right. So I get off of work that night and I'm going through the money and I'm just double checking everything. I'm double checking the perks I got. I'm double checking the bills I got. I'm trying to get straight. I ain't got no joints. And who do I call? Now, before I tell you who I call, this is what I mean by when you are addicted to something like opiates. Anything in the opiate family, it doesn't matter what you gotta do or who you gotta go to get it. I done found myself in so many effed up places. So many effed up places that I ain't supposed to been, that I shouldn't have been, because I needed to get me a pill. And these is one of those days where I shouldn't have went. Now, I touched on this story before. I think I got a whole story about it, but I'm going to crash course it just so you know what happened. Who I go see, who sent the girls with the fake 40, the nigga who gave his homeboy the fake perks, who gave it to me. I go to him against my better judgment. So I hit him up and I let him know I'm trying to get straight. I come through and he's at one of the motels. I hate going through these motels in this area, bro. The motels around there is like the gateway to hell, I swear. You get sucked into the motels around here, you'll never come out. Don't spend a week around there, your ass ain't coming out. So I get into this room and I walk in. It's like 2 other dudes in there and a girl. We have a little brief conversation and I walk back out, going on about my day. Now the next day, my phone is blowing up. It's blowing the fuck up by the same person the whole time. His name in my phone about 12 times over and over. I'm like, why the fuck is he calling? This is the neighbor that I'm talking about. The neighbor that I never liked. So I'm like, it gotta be urgent. So I pick up the phone. I finally call him back and he telling me I'm supposedly supposed to set him up in the days to come. It was never really a cool, close relationship. It was really just all business. Now I'm like, what the fuck? Where you getting this information from? And matter of fact, how do you even know? How you even know that's what's supposed to be going on? I was so worried about how unlogical the shit was that I wasn't even worried about the fact that the nigga down the street with a 223 in his crib thinking I want to rob him. I'm not even worried about that part. I'm just like, bro, the fact that you even bringing me this information, you dumb for even thinking this shit is true. But he an instigator. He like drama. He like, oh shit, D trying to like, bro, I hated that nigga, bro. This is what he told me. He said, yeah, bro, you had went to the room last night? I'm like, yeah, I went to the room last night. Yeah, you had went up in on the 2nd floor, right? I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, but they described your whole fit. Said you had some red shoes on, camouflage pants and shit, had a black jacket. I'm like, the only person room I went to was dude from Petersburg. So you telling me that these niggas then told you that I'm trying to rob him, bruh? Yeah, bro, that shit crazy, bro. I'm like, bro, why the fuck would I tell him that? I don't even know them like that. Man, look, I don't know, bro, but you better holler at bro, cause he think you own some, bro. He been out here just whatever. I finally get up with him, and I get up with him by walking past him. But I got my girl's son with me. Totally incidental. It wasn't a thing of me trying to walk him with me to keep me safe. It was, hey babe, can you bring Malachi over here? Got you. I bring Malachi over there because her mama house was right beside ours. It was this little cut in Blue Ridge that led to the next apartment complex. We cut a hole in the gate so we ain't gotta walk our way around. That's where I'm on my way to. So when I see him, another guy comes out of the door behind him. This guy name is Blue. Now, what he doesn't know is I know his homeboy. I know Blue. And come to find out, he called this dude Blue, I guess for me, to handle business on me. But he not knowing that Blue knows me. Blue knew me since I was 16, 17 years old. And right there in front of him, he vouches for my character. Like, hold on, bro, that's D. Like, he ain't on that type of time. He couldn't have been on that, bro. Nah, he ain't never been like that. So we sit down, we powwow, we figure it out. And we figure out what this dude is doing. Like, I ain't the only guy he been running game on. I ain't the only dude he been finessing. So I'm not really knowing who in on it. I started to think all 3 of them was sketchy. So we talked for a little bit, and I show him where the motel was at. I walked them over, and I pointed at the motel like, that's the joint I went into last night. After that, needless to say, like I said in the last story, I'm not going to tell you what happened. What happened. Niggas got what they deserve. Put it that way. Now, I'm not going to lie. After that situation, I did look at him kind of faulty. I'm not going to lie. Because, you know, for a dude who carried himself the way that he carried himself, I would have never thought he'd call a dude for me, for one person, you know, for one guy. Maybe he thought it was a bigger conspiracy than what he heard. Maybe he thought it was more people involved. Maybe he thought I had somebody with me. A little backup wouldn't hurt. So I'll give him that if that is the case. But as it stands today, and I cannot confirm this because I don't know if this is actually true, this is just word of mouth from the street, from a few people, and that is that same guy, this guy who was draped in gold every day, this guy who had a strap that lived free on his hip, walked around like King Kong, is now currently in jail taking pipe for his fix. Because the same thing that I was doing, he was doing. He was popping perks, but he was willing to go further than me. He graduated, put it that way. He graduated, and when he graduated, it was downhill from there. The effed up part about this rumor is that his own baby mama, who's also strung out, put that rumor out there to the street that that's what he was doing. That maybe she lost respect for him. Maybe she looked at it like, oh, he ain't mine. You know, it is what it is. All in all, that's the end of his story until later, whatever. The guy Blue, right now he's doing prison time. The dudes from Petersburg, what happened. And as far as me, I feel like I'm the only one who came out the best. Skin of his teeth, healthy, no bullet holes, no hospital visits, no prison time, and I'm still able to walk through Blue Ridge on a regular if I wanted to. That main fact was because I was always being me. I was gonna tell you exactly who I was out the gate. I was that dude around the corner who liked to hustle and fuck hoes. Yeah. I come to find out later that this guy from Petersburg, this was his plan the whole time. I come to find out that her dude was in on it the whole time. Now, I don't know if she was in on it because she ends up leaving him later on in life, but who knows? You know what I mean? In the street, bro, you really do not know. So me being in a position where I'm in this game with a Coke and a smile, I won't gonna survive either way. If I didn't stop when I stopped, who knows what could have happened. I won't gonna survive anyway. It don't matter what you doing in the street, because I felt like all I'm doing is selling weed. Oh, I'm good, I'm straight, I ain't gotta worry about this. Nah, nigga, you in the game. Nah, nigga, you a street nigga, you in the street, you doing street shit, you doing illegal activity. This monetary gain is off of street activity. You are in the streets, you are free game. But for the life of me, I tried to keep that mentality that I wasn't, which would be the beginning of my transition. But since we on this topic, I get a lot of questions about my sobriety, how long I was on it, how long I was off, when did I start subs, how long I've been on the subs, and I did the math, and the math is this. I started at 17 officially. I started at 17. I got off the year my daughter was born. My daughter was conceived when I was 27, but I turned 28 the year she was born. And then if you count in all the times that I relapsed, stopped taking subs and went back to the perks, oh, I ain't got no subs, went back to the perks. If you add that in, let's just tack another year on top, and let's just say for 12 years, I was on perks. 12 years I was using Oxy. When I finally got off it and I was strictly subs, it was from 2018, the year my daughter was born, until now. Tally that up, that's 6 years of me not using my drug of choice and 6 years of me on something else to keep me from using my drug of choice, which we've already dug into the whole conversation about, is clean really clean if you still on subs, whatever. Y'all can debate about that in the comments and let me know how you feel about that. Okay, by the time I was done with the editing process, I noticed that when I was recording my message, I wasn't actually recording the message. So I didn't notice it till this morning when I was about to upload it. But this is the message that I want to give y'all after this story. Self-control, control itself, having control over yourself, your life, your money, time, all of that. Because one thing that us current and recovering addicts know is you don't have control. Your drug of choice controls everything in your life. It will consume your time, it will consume your money, it will consume your relationships, it will consume your health. Are you ready to clear your schedule for the next 2 decades? That's including the after effects. That's including everything after, before you actually win the war. So if you're watching this video and you just tried your first hit last week, you just tried your first pill last week, and you thinking, man, I gotta keep going, man, I love that feeling, it ain't worth it. Your juice ain't worth the squeeze, my guy. I spent my whole 20s, bro. I think about everything that I'm doing right now, right? And I'm like, damn, if I would have started doing all of this stuff at 20, imagine where I would be at this age now at 32. It ain't worth it, bro. But that's all I got. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay positive, y'all stay sober. If you ain't moving, you losing, my boy. And we out.
Call me, D. Hustler talk, no comment though, just paper chase. Chasing my dreams, my nightmares ain't got no money, just a cardboard sign and they existing so bum it.